Dear student, today we will discuss about inbreeding. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the different mating systems. So there we have seen that mating systems are basically two types. One is inbreeding, another one is outbreeding. So now we are going that time we already told you that what is inbreeding, and in the definition we told that the mates must be closely related. So full definition we have written here that when the mates are related to each other more closely than the average of the population to which they belong. That means mates should be related in the relation. When it will be relation? When their ancestors will be common. That means the mates individual should have one or more common ancestor, CA, common ancestor in their pedigree. But mind that it must be up to 4 to 6 generations. We don't go beyond that. You know, all the individuals are, if we go trace back many generation, previous generation, then you should have some relation. But we will not go before 4 to 6 generation. Suppose if you see that if any individual, suppose individual X, then it has two parents, parent 1, parent 2, so maybe one male, one female, so two parents, 4 grandparents, again 8 great grandparents. So like this it will go generation 1 up to 10 generation, it will get to 1024 ancestors will be there. Okay, so if we go that up to the 4th generation, there must be a common ancestor. Suppose take a very simple one example. What is pedigree? What is pedigree diagram? If we show you, then you will get that what is pedigree diagram. Suppose one individual 1 and individual 2. If they are in relation, then their pedigree should have a common ancestor. Suppose pedigree, these two individual 1 and 2, it has a individual number 3 and 4. Suppose individual 3 and 4, that means their parents, and also individual 2 has the same parents 3 and 4. So then we will call the both parents are common. Here is individual 1 as individual parents is parent number 3 and parent number 4. One must be sire, another will be dam, and same sire and dam mated and produced 2. So they are full sheaves. They are full sheaf. So if they cross and produce the one individual, suppose X, so it is a inbred individual by the mating of full sheaves. It is in case of animal, it is also generally happens. So 3 and 4, this is called pedigree diagram. Again, if we go to make it is a arrow diagram, how will go back? So here individual X is produced by both parents 1 and 2, and there is a arrow like this. Okay, so 1 and 2 individual produce X. This is individual X, and they have a same parent, so it has a parent 3 and parent 4. So I am producing 1. This is individual number 1 is produced by the 3 and 4 individual, and same individual also producing this 2. So these 2 individuals are called full shift, and their mating produce the individual eggs. So this is a full shift mating. So there we can see later on that what is the inbreeding coefficient of this particular individual eggs, because their parents are common. Their parents have a common ancestor. This is a how many common ancestors here? There are common ancestor 3. Each parent is 1 and 2. Each parents 1 and 2 has a common ancestor 3. These same parents 1 and 2 parents have a common ancestor also 4. So they have 2 parents are common here. So this is full symmetry. Another, if you take suppose half sheep. In case of half sheep, so here what it will be? Individual 1 and 2 must be one will be male, or in case of animal we call it is a sire, another will be dam. So one will be male, one will be female. If this is a half sheep relation, then their one parent will be common, another parent will not be common. So individual number 4 and individual number 5. So in this pedigree, what we will see, this individual 1 and 2 has a one parent is common. So these are called half sheeps. This is called half sheeps. So if these 2 individual, if one is male and one is female, then they mates, then they produce the egg, then it is called individual is produced by half sheep mating. So again, if we tell you that prepare from the pedigree diagram, arrow diagram, what we will do? So here again eggs, individual eggs, it is producing from individual 1 and 2, that is one is male, one is female. So this will be the arrow like this from parents to offspring. So this 1 and 2 has a common ancestor, only one common ancestor. So this is a 3. These 3 producing both 1 and 2. So this is a half sheep mating. So this is from pedigree diagram to arrow diagram. Arrow diagram. Okay. So this is one type of another one mating. So this is also individual produced by half sheep mating, half sheeps. So that will be X is a inbred individual. We also calculate what is the inbreeding coefficient of this particular individual. So previously you have seen previous way, both parents are common. So individual inbreeding coefficient will be previous diagram. It is more. That means in case of full sheep, inbreeding coefficient will be more. But in case here one parent is common, that is half sheep, that is less. That is 12.5% here it will be, and previously it was 25% inbreeding coefficient. So another, if we tell you what is sire daughter mating. Sire daughter mating. How sire daughter? That means individual 1 and 2. One is sire, another in dam. If this sire, suppose 1 is 3 and 4, suppose is parents, this sire, but 2 is produced from same 1 and another suppose 5. So this 2 is produced, this is a 2 is produced from 1, so 1 is common here. So if they mate, so 1 and 2 has a relation. This 1 and 2, which type of relation? They are parent offspring, and they mate, then produce the individual eggs. They mate and producing. So this is sire daughter mating, or we can say parent offspring. So if we go for the arrow diagram, then what it will be? Eggs produced by individual, one is sire and dam, but two is produced one parent from here. So this is one producing two, that means sire, daughter, mating. So they are relation. 1 and 2 has a relation. Which type of relation? Parent offspring relation, or in case of animal, parent must be sire. Should be, generally it is sire male, and dams, that is, it will be generally daughter. So sire, daughter, mating, producing the individual eggs. So this is called from pedigree diagram to arrow diagram. So in all the three diagrams we have shown all the individual parents have some relation. Here it is a half-sib relation. Parents have a half-sib relation. Here parents have a parent offspring relation, and previously parent has a full sib relation. And from there producing the individual all have inbred individual. So this is your inbreeding, different types of inbreeding, mating. We will discuss later. But now we will go that what generally affects after, if there is inbreeding, then what will be the genetic effect of inbreeding? If inbreeding is there, what is in the genetic level, what it is happening? The first is very important one, due to inbreeding. First is there is a homozygosity increase. So inbreeding, due to inbreeding, how homozygosity increase? So now next is what is the effect of genetic effect? Genetic effect of inbreeding. So first is inbreeding increases homozygosity. Homozygosity. But this homozygous, homozygous, which one is homozygous? If there are two genes are there, A genes, and its another allele is small a. So how many different types of genotype will produce? There will be three genotypes, A small a, and small a by two genes. So this is homozygous, and this small is also homozygous. So, and this is heterozygous. So inbreeding, due to inbreeding, there will be a increase of from heterozygous to homozygous. So inbreeding increases both the genotypes, capital A, and small a, with in the expense of heterozygous. So take a very simple example, one example how inbreeding increases the homozygosity. There are different types of mating, I already told you. In case of animal, that is half sib mating, full sib mating, parent offspring mating, cousin mating. They are very close type of mating. Another one is in case of plant, there is another one intense form of mating is self-fertilization. So if we take suppose self-fertilization, then how inbreeding increases the homozygosity, we can see here from the diagram. Suppose take a genotype by taking one pair of alleles A and small a, only single gene pair. So how many different genotypes will be there? there will be a small a, and small a. And in suppose this is homozygous, and suppose in the first generation, that is base population, if all the animals or all the plants are heterozygous, that means 100%. If we take all the animals, then how the here percent homozygous and percent heterozygous, you will see here. So in the base population, all are heterozygous, 100. So one generation of cell fertilization, that means generation 1, what it will be there? First generation, all are hundreds are heterozygous, but in the second generation, then it will be 1:2:1 ratio में it will divide into cell fertilization. So it will be 50, it will be 25, it will be 25. So after one generation of cell fertilization, homozygosity will be increased by 50%, and heterozygous will be decreased by 50%. Okay. So again they self-fertilized again in the second generation population. Then already 25 is there. So in the second generation, so 25 is there. Here 25. So from here it will again come 1:2:1 ratio. It will be 12, 25 will be there. So it will be 25 and it will be 12.5 in this side, and it will be again 25 plus 12.5. So how much it will be? It will be 37.5. So 37.5 this genotype, and small a genotype will be also 37.5. So how much homozygosity will be there? 37 and 37, that will be a 75% homozygosity will be increased, and heterozygosity will be decreased another, so that will be 25%. So second generation of cell fertilization, you will see that increasing homozygosity and decreasing heterozygosity. Again if we cell fertilized in the third generation, what will be there? There is 37.5, another again 1:2:1 ratio, it will divide again. So 12.5, it will be 12.5. So 6.25 again it will add. So again 6.25 it will add. So it will be 43.75% will be this genotype, and here it will be 43.5% will be your small a recessive homozygous genotype, and it will be how much? It will be 12.5%. So here how much it will be? It will be 87.5% will be your homozygous, and 12.5% will be heterozygous. So in this way, again if we go the fourth generation, then again it will be 46.875, it will be 6.25%, and it will be again 46.875. That means homozygosity increased by 93.75%, and heterozygous will be only 6.25%. So that means if we go for heterozygous self-fertilization mating, from the base population, all the heterozygous animals, they are divided into three categories. Two are the homozygous, capital A, and small a, and decreasing the heterozygous. So ultimately we will clear get that two different population. So but here you will see that homozygosity increased from the 0% to gradually homozygosity increased 50%, 75%, 87.5%. After 4 generation it is 93.75%. Same thing, heterozygous is decreased. So first thing is inbreeding increases homozygosity, you understand. Second point is also due to inbreeding, though homozygosity increased, but gene frequency of the two alleles will not change. So gene frequency will not change, whether genotype frequency is increased. So genotype, though genotype frequency increase, but no change of gene frequency. Very important. That means in the first generation, what is the gene frequency here in the generation? 0.5 and 0.5 gene frequency, because out of 100 capital A genes is 0.5 genotype gene frequency, and gene frequency here is also another allele is 0.5. So gene frequency after 4th generation, if you see here, though the genotype is different, but gene frequency same, that is 0.5 and 0.5. So due to inbreeding, there is no change of gene frequency, but though the genotype frequency is changed, they will distinctly divided into different genotypes. So this is another one point. Inbreeding increases the no change of the gene frequency is there. So another one is point 3, fixation of genes. Fixation of lines or genes that will fix in the T 4 or 5 different lines. You see here, gradually this is one line, capital A, and it is another one line. So they will, by taking only single pair of genes, you will see only 2 distinct lines there. Later on, if the increasing, gradually it is increases the inbreeding going on. So ultimately all the population divide into different lines. So different lines will produce line 1, line 2, line 3 with homozygous genotype. So another one is that due to inbreeding there is a fixation of genes.